Welcome, everyone. Good to see you on this lovely Monday morning. Hopefully, you guys are all having a great Monday today. So today this is probably going to be a short session. Um, we have Jake Gold and Anne Marie Johnson, who are a part of our education team with us, and also Meredith, who is a part of our accounting team. And this is really to answer any questions that have stemmed from the new chapter Onsite Manager course that we had released the information for a couple weeks ago. I'll drop this into the chat as well. So if anyone wants to take a look at it on their device, they've got fresh access to it. Overall, so this program is going to take effect starting July 1. And I know that the thing that people are usually the most interested about are around financials and the attendance requirements. So financially, this program has an even split. So any of the revenue and expenses are split 50-50. Now, with that being said, as things start to progress within this program, you're going to be working with both Anne Marie and Meredith very closely. And I say you, but whoever it is from the chapter. So usually it's the chapter executive director that's doing this planning process. But so you'll be working really closely with the both of them because we know all of our areas function very differently on the resources that are available, and also our classes function a little bit differently depending on the course that will be held. We do also have a requirement of 30 attendees. We have noticed that throughout the years, again, we've been holding these manager courses for many years at this point in time. I don't even know when the first one was at this point, Anne Marie, but many, many, many years. And having too small of a class isn't good either with them. So both from a financial standpoint and a learning standpoint, it's really making sure that we have the best environment available for people. The other piece that's a little bit different than both in the past, so any of our CEDs who have been here for some time and went through the process when we were holding almost 200 of these courses per year in person, it's a much different process than the past. So we don't want to get too deep into the past. You know, we're on the train moving forward, not backwards. So this time there will be a submission link. I will drop that. I will grab that from this sheet and I'll drop that in as well. But so all of the courses will be submitted from the chapters to be for 2025. So this submission process, we're starting for 2025. As of right now, 2024, we've booked. Anne Marie, if you have anything you want to mention to that, feel free to jump off mute. But otherwise, we are looking at the 2025 year so that we can get that into our calendars and we can help start promoting that. So with kind of that overview, I'm going to open it up to those on the call today if you had any very specific questions that you wanted to ask the team. No questions?
Kelly, I think we should also add that our staff is really looking forward to getting a structured deadline, opening these up for our chapters to apply for, and meeting these deadlines so we can get a schedule in advance. So our education department's really excited to work with you and get your request in so we can get our 2025 schedule out there and promote it and work together for you.
Thanks, Anne Marie. All right.
Yeah, I would add too. I feel like we've come a long way, obviously, with all COVID and the pandemic, and we were trying to. The whole world shifted, and we moved into as all of you did too. Lots of virtual things, and we feel really good about this new agreement, and we feel good about where we've landed, and we think this is going to be a good program where we're truly partners with you, anyone that wants to offer an in-person course. So we're excited about working with you on that.
Thanks, Jake. And we still are planning to offer the virtual courses that we're kind of similar structure that we did this year in next year, correct, Jake?
That's right. We've done traditionally about 28 virtual classes each year over the last several years, and that includes our M100 courses, the 200 level courses, and the 300. Usually one time each 300 level course is offered virtually.
Great.
So yeah, that.
All right. Did everyone have a chance to look through the document? Did everything seem pretty clear to you? I'm seeing some head nods. All right. Well, this was really just to provide a space for all of you if anyone had any questions about this. Let's see, we do have a question in the chat. I asked this question in the lounge last month, but are we seeing an increase in demand for in-person classes? And I think there's a difference from the headquarters perspective versus the chapter perspective. So Jake, did you want to mention anything from the headquarters perspective?
I mean, it's a great question, honestly. We always hear people say they really do want to attend things in person. And of course, I mean, we acknowledge, really that is the best form of education you can get, in all honesty. When you have instructors standing right in front of you, you can't beat it. But we've tried many times. We've put some in-person offerings out there, and to be honest, we have not had huge, even at the conference a couple months ago in Las Vegas. I mean, we ended up canceling a couple of the classes. M100, what do we have, Anne Marie, like 12 students or something? This is our annual conference internationally, and we get 12 M100 students. So it's really challenging. I'm sure you guys deal with the same thing. The environment is really challenging when you're trying to do in-person education today.
Jake,
go ahead, Anne Marie.
I absolutely agree with Jake. We're getting a lot of input that people want the classes, and I'm struggling because I'm trying really hard to work with everybody and create these classes. But and we've dealt with this in the past. Even years ago, you hear in your chapters, oh, we want this class, we want an M100, and we're going to guarantee you guys 20 students. And then we sign it up for you guys, and then registration opens up. And I'm sure you guys as CEDs have dealt with it too. You are promised 20 students and you only get 8. So we're seeing that same kind of pattern even after the change with COVID. As Jake said, we scheduled all of our classes for our annual conference, and I'm sad to say we did have to cancel a couple due to no registrations. So.
And I will say, if you've got a question, like let's say you're hearing from your members or you're not sure if this is a path that you want to go down, Anne Marie is here to talk to you. She's an extension of your team, even though sometimes it might not feel that way, but feel free to reach out to Anne Marie, even Jake, myself, Meredith, anyone from the chapter relations team. But really, when it comes to this, Anne Marie is the person who can walk through, is this going to make sense for your chapter to take the time, the energy to really put this on? And is there a benefit for not only you as the chapter, but our members within the chapter? We know that people are taking the virtual courses. I want to say, what on average, you're getting about 200 for the virtual courses, for some of the M100 virtual courses. So
yeah, we get a lot.
So, I mean, people are taking the virtual class, and we know that, again, in this day and age, there might be some that want it, but if it comes down to you're hearing from 3 people within your chapter that want this in person, is that truly a benefit to your whole membership for you guys to take the time and the energy to put this on for 2 people who might need this course that just don't want to take the virtual or the on-demand option? So the courses aren't going anywhere. If you've got questions, we've got a great team behind you. We can help do that analysis of it if it makes sense. Again, depending on what course you're looking for as well.
And that was great information, Kelly, because absolutely, yes, I would love to work with each and every one of you who are considering or just, want to kind of look at possibly doing a classroom class. I can pull your history. We have tracked, for decades, what courses you gave, how many students showed up. Also, I can pull possible prospects. I can pull your chapter and who has taken what classes in your chapter. So if you're considering a 202, I can pull your chapter, who has not taken that class, and that'll give you an idea of prospects. So when you do have someone who's saying, I don't want to take this virtual, I want a live class, and you want to consider it, give me a call, shoot me an email. We can spend, a half an hour on Zoom or on, email, whatever works for your schedule, and we can pull those analysis for you to make an educated decision.
Another question that we had received, I believe during the lounge when we had introduced this, that we were coming forward with this program, was if chapters could partner together. And the answer is always absolutely. I don't know that there's anything that we do within CAI that you could not partner with another chapter with at some level. We ask that we have a main contact chapter. And that's the person that we're going to be working with. In terms of the financial agreement, it is up to those chapters to decide how they want to split up that revenue. So we are looking at it that it's the 50-50 split. And if there's a group of chapters working together, they can decide what makes the most sense of how to split up that net revenue that comes through. So again, we don't want to hinder any of the process, but especially for some of our smaller chapters or chapters that have, a group of chapters around them. I see a couple people that I know they're close together. This is definitely a way to be able to offer that to a larger group of membership by partnering together. The other thing is, let your other chapters in the area know if you are hosting it, because they might not want to fully partner, but they can promote it to their smaller membership group as well. And it might be, just a 2-hour drive to come over for them. And so it's easy for their members to come and participate too. All right. Any other questions or clarifications?
I have a question that I might have missed
Judy.
because I was a little bit late. Do you know, does the new plan include any kind of subsidizing of like the social aspect of it? I know Cheryl was part of the task force, but she didn't know the answer to that question.
Yeah, that's a great question, Jamie. So in terms of outside the course networking, that's something to talk to Anne Marie about. We don't want to do a blanket yes or no, because some networking events cost $150 a person.
Right.
It's, a higher level versus a true networking for the group of, hey, we're going to be at the hotel. We want to offer a little cocktail hour. Does that fit within the realm of everything? Because at the end of the day, you also want to be able to be financially stable with these programs. So if the happy hour is going to push the program negative, that wouldn't be something that we would want to say, yes, let's go ahead and spend all of these financial resources to that. So the recommendation is to talk with Anne Marie, and if it makes sense to offer that networking piece, then absolutely. If it doesn't make sense, then that would be something that would, if the chapter still wanted to do it, they could absolutely do that, but it wouldn't be a part of the financial cost sharing.
So it's no longer required to have that then?
It is not. It is not a requirement to do any sort of happy hour or networking after the course.
Okay, my other question is that we already submitted an application for the M100 that was approved for September. Do I have to should I resubmit a new application? Did somebody already ask this? I feel like people are smiling.
They
'cause I missed
haven't.
it already.
No,
Okay.
the application will be for 2025. So you're set in.
Okay.
I believe Anne Marie was planning to either connect with you, Jamie, or Cheryl, just to verify, since you finalized under the previous structure, if you wanted to stay in the previous structure or move over since it's after that July 1 start date for this program.
Okay.
So you guys can kind of work through that logistics together.
Okay, so we will have the option to move to the new plan if we want to.
Correct. Yes.
Okay,
Yes, Jamie, I will be giving you a call hopefully no later than Thursday of this week.
cool. Okay. You know what?
Okay.
And I just want to be clear, like Cheryl knows a lot of these details. I don't. So I just like might be asking things that are redundant, but I wanted to make sure we both knew. So thank you.
Yeah. It's better to be clear and everyone on the same
Yeah.
page than make assumptions. Absolutely.
Well, I will tell if anybody on the call is anywhere near the Illinois chapter and has any desire to piggyback with us on that, like I know we'd love to have you. So if anybody here just wants to sort of slap your name on it and kind of see what it's like or anything like that, like we'd be happy to have you. So
Thanks,
That's
Jamie.
great.
okay,
Any
I
other
think that's all of
questions?
my questions.
That's all your questions. Okay.
I think so. I think I'm done. So thank you.
All right. I know I sound like a broken record. I just want to make sure we're giving the space to everybody who might want to ask a question. I'll wait a moment if someone wants to put anything into the chat box. But otherwise, I think we're really excited that we're at this point, that we're offering this partnership moving forward. Again, if you have any questions, anyone from the chapter relations team, Jake, Anne Marie, or Meredith can answer those questions. The main person is Anne Marie. She's in control of this program as a whole. So she would be the best person to contact, but all of us could absolutely have a conversation as well.
Unfortunately, I have one more question. Sorry. Sorry to everybody. I am the question master of every webinar. Is there a direct link, and maybe Kelly or Anne Marie, you could just send it directly to me. I think we have a lot of people in our market that would be interested in teaching the classes, especially if we're going to be able to have them in person again. But a lot of them don't seem to know how to go about doing that. Is there like a direct thing I can send? Like, I'd actually like to send out marketing to encourage people to become PMDP teachers so that we can use them in our own market if we're going to be bringing these classes back in person.
What a great question. I literally was just getting ready to say, so if you haven't known, I've been with CAI for 25 years, so I know quite a few of the CEDs, but if you don't know me, I love working with our chapters. Some of our chapter CED know our faculty very well. And if you would like to suggest a lead faculty member for your program, feel free to let me know. I can't guarantee you you're going to get that person. I am going to set you up for success. I want to find the most, evaluated faculty, the most, senior faculty to make sure your program goes perfect. For future faculty, and Jamie, that was an amazing question. One of my core projects for 2024 into 2025 is I am streamlining and revamping our faculty process. I have just finished drafting our new faculty application. We're going to be looking at revamping our faculty training. So as soon as I get that brand new application confirmed and done 100%, I will be happy to send that to you.
Great, thank you. I know, like for us, we're hoping more people in our market will be able to teach our own classes because it keeps kind of familiar faces going around when they're managers and they need familiar faces at our networking events and stuff. So I know some of them expressed interest. So when you're done revamping it, that's a good time to market then that if there's a new process and that they should look into that.
Great. And always feel free, if you hear of anybody who's interested in becoming a CAI national faculty, please feel free to share my email information. Most of the CEDs also have my telephone number or give me a call. I'm available either way. I would love to hear from you guys.
Perfect.
And speaking of that too, I know I've also heard the flip side of that, of sometimes you want to see a new face in your area. So if you don't want a local speaker as well, make sure you communicate that to Anne Marie too. If you want to see someone different coming into your area. I know sometimes, especially with our smaller chapters, it's sometimes easy to have the same presenters because they're great speakers, they know their topics really well, but at the same time, you don't want them to get stale either. So make sure that, you know, either of those options are fine and valid, but make sure that's getting communicated to Anne Marie so she can make sure she's booking that right facilitator for you.
I'm pretty sure I'm done now. I make no promises, but until we've actually hung up the call, I'm not going to make a promise. You're going to have to hang up to get me to stop this question.
We love questions, so please keep them coming.
I'm really excited about it that we're doing the M100 because we don't have a stopping point at our chapter from taking the M100 to moving on to the CMCA. We have a review class, but we don't really have a clear, like, letting people in our market that are new to the profession know that we're here. So I'm excited that the M100 becomes their first step at our office and they don't skip over us in their career journey. I'm like really excited about this. So
we're excited to work with you. So here we go. I think
and
we're doing September
with the existing program. So now I'm even more excited. Yeah,
Great.
September. Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Great.
I'm done.
Awesome. All right. So final thing, anyone has any questions, let us know. Again, please fill out that application if you are interested for 2025. We'll send out a couple of different reminders within the weekly email and everything as well. The deadline to fill out that application so that we can look through everything is August 1st. We are looking to only hold about 6 to 12 of these. So we're not going forward with the 200 that we have in the past. We're trying to keep this a smaller group. And so based on that, if you think this would be a good fit for your chapter, please go ahead and fill out that application. Again, if you want to talk more or find out more details if this would be a good fit for your chapter, please let us know and we will make sure that we have that deeper conversation with you as well. All right. Well, thanks everyone for taking time on a Monday. And I hope everyone's summer is off to a great start.